film. And they're like, and when someone else asked, like, why? He's like, shh, go. Let him do whatever he wants. It's fine, right?
Yeah.
And when I was doing this, when I had the idea of doing this, I went up to him like, okay, can I take a picture of a bunch of boxes from all the angles in your shop, please? And like, right now? They're like, oh, like, yeah. Like, yeah, whatever. And then they just let me carry on. They're like, they're not going to ask why I'm doing it. Yeah, they just let me be. And I just carried on. And then I love them a bit. New toy, right? But I do love them to bits, right? They just don't ask anymore. They started, but like...
When you walk in, they just like usher everybody else out and close the doors and just stand there and wait. What the hell do you do now?
Get out for your own safety. Go.
Yeah,
go,
exactly.
But they just sort of like leave me alone. Just like, yeah, do whatever the hell you want. But yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I have with us a very special guest, the Paint Pusher. Yes, welcome. Good evening, good morning and good day, wherever you might be, whatever time it might be, whilst you're watching this with us. I am Scott Tiller. This is the Gunpla Insider for the Gunpla Network. I have a very special guest with me this evening, someone who, from the moment I saw a very special piece of work, which I think is more art than Gunpla, but you know what, it's kind of all the same thing. I thought, wow, where is this guy from and where does he get it from? Before I do introduce you to our friend, a couple of we've got a few sponsors, Robo City, and also we've got a Cloud of Communications that helped me make this look a little bit prettier with a nice camera and a VMR and stuff. So, on to the good stuff. Win, the Paint Pusher. How are you today, mate?
I'm alright, sir. I'm alright. Like, just chilling out. Trying to calm down from the win of the GBWC of 2018 Thailand.
Yes, that's like 3 days ago. Like tonight for us, it's Wednesday afternoon where you are. So 3 days ago, you were sitting in a room thinking, "Oh, I need more nails," and and here you are.
Yeah. Basically, we had it on the top floor of this shopping mall, and they were announcing it. And usually when they announce stuff, right? Okay, now just a little story, right? Copy story.
Sure, this is all you, mate. You just say what you got to say. Yeah,
rock and roll, right? Basically, all right. You notice my work. You've seen my work before, and I'm not really good, or I'm not comfortable with doing stuff that looks new.
Yeah.
So all throughout, because like the We Are Gundam, my entry for GBWC, it looks new. It's supposed to be new because the concept is forced to be a new looking Gundam, like a shiny chrome and whatever kind of thing. So I'm really not confident about like doing that type of painting. So basically, nothing I do about it now, right? And usually when they announce it, right, they go for the second runner up, and then pause. There's some music, some flashy jazz hands and all that, right? And then go the number of the entry, and then the guy's name, right? That's how they do it. They just milk it for everything that's worth and a half. Right?
Yeah.
So they got to Junior B, Open A, and then mine was Open B. Open B is 21 upward, kind of thing, right? Anyway, and I was like, okay, I remember my number is 24. Or 23, 23, right? And so they were going second runner-up, first runner-up, and for first place. I was like, oh my god! Say 23, please say 23, please say 23, right? And then they said 64, and my heart just dropped. I'm like, oh well. I mean, I'm like, oh well, I did my best. And it was like 5 years before they said Win Eiam-Ong. And I was like, what? I'm 23. And it's like, no, 64, Win Eiam-Ong. Apparently, I'm an idiot, and I remember my number wrong.
So good.
I was up there confused. I'm like, wait, really? Are you sure? Are you sure about it? Yeah, but it happened. And I'm still kind of like excited and confused at the same time about it. But yeah.
So how do you feel kind of like you've been here before and you've been to the top before? Is there a different, is this kind of like, I'm just gonna hit it home again, this is so great and all this stuff? Or like, like this, how long ago was it when you won the last one, and then when you went to Japan you did so great there too? As a person, you changed much since then, or you still just win the pain pusher and it's kind of like, I'm just so lucky to have got this a second time?
Basically, yeah. In real life, I'm an idiot. I always am. I don't paint to win per se. I always think every other entry is better than mine because I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form. Like I don't do it for a living. This is kind of like my hobby that I love, and it relaxes me after work, kind of thing. And I just do it. I love doing something new. I love experimenting with stuff. I enjoy the process more than the final product, if you know what I mean. So I never go into a project, even if it's for the GBWC, as like I'm gonna win. Like I hope. I don't expect anything, but like deep down, I hope a little bit. Like that will do well. Yeah. But I never win or anything like that.
Sort of like competition aside, I mean, I think that's what everybody really, like, you talk about We Are Gundam and stuff. I think it's what everybody really does. If you're honest with yourself and you buy kits, you just buy them to build them. And, the end state is, most people, 95% of their kits are like 3%. They can always pick something they're not quite happy with, and that's what drives them on to, I'm going to buy another kit. I'm going to do more weathering. And I'm going to make this the clearest or the most candiest build I've ever seen. I'm going to do it. And that's, everybody's doing it, and no one's ever really 100% super satisfied. I know from when I started on like a couple of HGs, I'm like, and I would put it there and go, that is the most amazing thing I've seen. And, like 48 hours later, you'll pop another box and you can't remember what that build was. And you're like building the next thing, So it's unreal to see someone that like yourself that gets such high acclaim and these awards and these opportunities. And yet, in essence, you're just like the rest of us. You're just building to sort of feed that inner child and that inner fella that just wants to create and just have the imagination go crazy.
Yeah, I'm totally all about the process. Like, essentially, for me, it's kind of like home decor. Fill your surrounding with things that you love. Yeah. And Gunpla is one of them. It's an awesome robot thing. Who would want a diesel pump, samurai Gundam with a Gatling gun or something like that? But that's the main thing, right? My advice I give to anyone is build something that's not going to piss you off when it stares back at you on the shelf. Because like if there are imperfections on there and you have it on your shelf, that imperfection will annoy the hell out of you forever until you fix it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if it's good enough for your shelf, that's all that matters. It's all about the process. Once it's finished, it's done. You move on.
Yeah. Speaking of decor, I'm just looking behind over your left shoulder. There is it looks like a little Japanese or Chinese herbal kind of like the guy you go and buy the stuff for headaches or your knee aches. Yeah, what's all this? Yeah, what's all that about?
That's actually one of many of my bitbox. I have like random pieces of parts in there. So just random, like some are Warhammer, some are Gundams or whatever kind of thing. Yeah, right. But I made all these. Sorry, bear with me. Originally, they were this color. Cardboard.
Oh, so good.
Right.
Yeah.
But I painted it black, and I added like one of those like fake antique kind of handles kind of thing, and I glued them all together. So it looks like an old Chinese cabinet, like medical Chinese cabinet. Because essentially my whole room is steampunk. It's like an old Rusty Factory or like Captain Nemo's submarine kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's one of the reasons why I don't really do shiny new Gundams either.
Yeah.
Because if they're new, they don't go with my room theme.
Yeah, that's right.
Whatnot kind of thing.
Yeah. And you got like pipes coming out of the bottom of it or something?
Excuse me?
Is it like down the bottom? There's pipes coming out of the bottom of the cupboard under the bookshelf or something? Or?
Oh yeah. They're just normal pipes. They don't go anywhere. They're just glued on like that.
I thought there might have been like different coloured Smarties come out or something like that.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
No, glued on for looks kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, something about my room, right? All right, no matter how old you get, your mom will always treat you like a little kid. Always, 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 no matter what. I'm 35 now, and she still sees me as like a little baby kind of thing, right? Anyway, it took me ages doing my room, right? These, originally, right, these things, they had oxidization, like, the kind of green turquoise rust around it.
Yeah.
Anyway, me and my wife, we went to England to see her family for a month, and then we came back. And when we came back, my mom picked us up from the airport, brought us back here, got into my room. Right now, before that, right, my room, it had fake spider webs. I did it with like Yoo-Hoo. It had rust everywhere. It had like dust, but it was like fake dust.
Yeah.
And it had fake model dead flies in like little area kind of thing, right?
Yeah, right.
My mom, right, completely proud of herself. Like, look, I cleaned your room. I scrubbed off the rust.
No.
Spider webs, all the dust, everything gone, completely clean. And she was so proud of herself. I'm like going, oh! My wife's like, yeah, I'll be in the other room. You deal with this. I'm like, oh my God. And from then on, my mom is forbidden. I forbid her to come into the house when I'm not in Thailand or when I'm not in.
Yeah.
That was harsh.
It's like one of those, like a painting in an art gallery or something, and the cleaner's just wandering around with a bit of a cloth and just sort of goes, Kiku. Uh-oh. There goes the Picasso.
That was a Jackson Pollock. That paint mark's supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, look, I'm gonna take you back to when I first found out who this paint pusher dude was. And this is... you let me know when you can see what I can see.
Oh,
yeah. This is called Bad to the Bone. And when I first saw these, I was like, what the hell? Like, it just sort of took it's just Gunpla through a whole different pair of glasses. Just truly amazing. Like, I'll do my little bit, and then I'll just start flicking some photos, and then you just go nuts and tell us all about it. The things that blow me away are like the bits that these are mechanical, they're machines, but the stuff like the pipes on the legs and around the waist and the shoulder piece, the shield and that, it's bone, and you're like, so flesh, cartilage, it's just, there's animals in the animal kingdom that have, like a rhino, like that could effectively be the inner skeleton of some bipedal rhino thing. I think everybody sort of looks at it the same and just goes, what the hell is this dude on? So I'm gonna flick through some pictures, and you kind of just let us know what was going on when you came up with all this. And you've got others that we might touch on too. You've got a wing as well, and
yes.
Yeah, cool. All right, let us have it.
Right. Basically, right. Everyone was going on about doing their own custom innerframe. This was like beginning of this year, right? Like I keep seeing innerframe popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Like they're showing the highly detailed innerframe and all that.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I love steampunk, and my room is steampunk. And this was based off like, those exhibition show, those old Victorian exhibition show about like P.T. Barnum. You know how they glued like bones of a human to like bone of a horse, and they on exhibit everywhere for like, I found a centaur skeleton.
Yeah.
It came from that kind of idea, and I put like, you know what, my Gundam will have inner frame that are actually bones. It's sort of like just flipping it instead of go be like a organic kind of thing. But at the same time, you can totally imagine that, if you give that skeleton like a bit of meat and you put the armor on it, it'll look just like Gundam kind of thing.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure I didn't look at Azaku the same after I saw the pictures because, it's... Because you
apologize, sir.
You don't really see a lot of... there's damage, but it's one thing I sort of... when you look at... there's like Thunderbolt and a few other of the sort of more grim... but generally when Azaku gets trashed, it kind of just gets a big hole through it or it gets cut in half. There's no hydraulic, not much hydraulic fluid, and it just wasn't. It wasn't what the anime was about. But when you see this, you're like, man, I can see this thing just bleed, and just doing it. Yeah.
It's like a real life living metal creature kind of thing.
Yeah, like a sort of the whole transhumanism, cyborgy, half organic, like you said. Half machine thing, yeah.
Carry on.
Can you just sort of give us some idea of how much of this is original Gunpla and how much of this is just totally scratched and the way you make it look? Sorry,
the whole thing is actually scratch built. None of it is Gunpla at all.
You serious?
Yeah, that the whole thing is fully sculpted. All right, basically. The whole entire thing is sculpted from putty epoxy or green stuff.
Yeah,
that's sort of my kind of material of choice when I build, or when I sculpt anything. Essentially, right? What I did, how I went about doing the bone parts and skeleton and all that, right? I actually on a piece of paper I draw out like just lines, just little lines, right? Where the upper arm, the bottom arm, and like what I imagine like the rib cage to be, right? I drew all that out just in the line, so it was like proportional and all that stuff, right? On a piece of paper, and then I rolled out some green stuff, putty epoxy, and I actually just do a little strip for each one of the lines that I made. Wait for that to dry or cure, and then I pick it up, and then I have something like tangible and hard to hold, and then I sculpted extra details and the shape of it onto that, and afterward I just glued them together, and then refined it even more, kind of thing. Now, in some photos, right? By the way, green stuff. The putty epoxy, the properties of it, you can actually bend it a bit. It has a bit of give. Then like it's not brittle and snaps off kind of thing. Yeah. Right. So you can actually bend it. So a lot of the shape of the Zaku, right? It's just bent and glued onto another part. That's how it retains its shape, right? Yeah. Now for some of the images, you can see like like this image, right? Or this one. Between the hip area and between like the cartilage kind of thing. It looks like old bone. It has like an old bone texture. Yeah. Right. What I do is I use putty, like liquid putty. Yeah. Kind of thing. Plaster putty liquid putty. Is a Valahol they have it. It comes out liquid and it's kind of like it's putty. Basically, you use it to smooth out cracks and cover up. Right. All that, right? Yeah, but it's liquid. Basically, I water it down a little bit. I get a brush and I just stipple it on with a brush. So the texture kind of shows up more. And then afterward, once everything has cured and dry, I sprayed the whole thing with a spray can, gloss white. Right? The whole thing is gloss white. Then once that dry, I use oil color. Brown. This is burnt umber, I think. Right. I covered the whole thing in burnt umber, and then I wiped it off to give that old bone kind of bleach bone texture and color fades and all that. Yeah.
It's unreal.
But that's basically.
What amazes me, well, not amazes me, but what I think really sets it off is like, this one here. It's the Gundam from the rear. You can see the two shoulder blades. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, and just like when you look at them, they're not. Like there's a beauty in most robots in that there's a symmetry, but with this, there's asymmetry, and that's how bones grow, or that's how it might have taken a hit on the shoulder, and that became different cartilage, and just that the asymmetry and the imperfections is actually what really sets it right off. And you can see even like in the back of the head there, on the back of the skull, there's like kind of like cracks and stuff, and just it's
perfect in any way. So I try to do that.
But it's detail in a totally different aspect. Everybody's detail, like you see, in a frame. It's like how many different metallics can I fit, around a piston, and it's like, and that is cool, and that is really great, and it takes a lot of skill. But this, as an artistic spin, it's like, there's so much detail. The closer you look, there's even a bit of shine on the skull, and you see, like with real skeletons, there's aspects of the body, the way the bone was exposed and treated and kept in fluid and stuff. So unreal.
Yeah. I kind of same thing with the Wing Gundam as well. Yeah. But basically, kind of like bear with me real quick. Hey. There we go. In flesh.
It's real.
Can you focus? Can you see that all right?
Yeah, I can see it pretty good.
All right, basically, if you notice, the chest bit right here, right, a bird will have that kind of skeleton going from the chest down the stomach.
All right.
I kind of simulated from a bird as well, and I do have a lot of like random books on skeleton, like Grey's Anatomy, and random old stuff like that. But that was based off a chicken, actually.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I think that's what makes it work is because we've all seen those pictures, those sketches. Would it be flicking through a textbook during high school when we should have been paying attention, or whatever, or in the library, or Discovery documentary, or we've all seen Jurassic Park and stuff, and like you've taken those little bits and gone, well, I could just make it look like that, but let's make it look like something that's legit. And then you kind of go, well, hang on, that's about 18 meters tall, so if that's a chicken, that was a bloody big chicken. So it really starts to stir up the imagination a lot more.
Yeah, it's sort of like extruding and all that, right?
Yeah.
Do have plans to do another one, but I need permission from my girlfriend to do it because it'll take up a lot of real estate. I was actually going to do a Neo Zeong skeleton, that big 5 centimeter.
Yeah,
with in the middle kind of thing. Right? I really want to do that, but like it'll be huge. I mean, I can do like a smaller version, but like
it's got to be
big.
Yeah.
That'd be big.
That's a lot of. That'd be a lot of putty.
Yeah, but it'd be so fun.
Would you do more of a sort of inner frame type structure, like with some wire or something, and putty around it, or would you just do the same thing, just pure putty?
Oh yeah, it'll be pure putty because like it actually depends. To be honest, I have no idea. How I normally work is I kind of have an idea in my mind, right? It's a rough idea, and I tend to make it up as I go along, right? I don't really have, I need to do this first, and then this, and then step A, step B, step C. I tend to go, all right, I think this is how you do it. So I just kind of fumble around with it. I'll fail a lot, and then I'm like, okay, that didn't go so well, so I can kind of like refine that bit up here, maybe that, or I just chuck it and start over. Right? There's like no roadmap to where I'm going, usually, in my head anyway. It's sort of like, I think I'll get there at the end. I believe I'll get there at the end, but I'm not sure how to go about doing it. So, yeah, that's basically how I work. And same goes with the Neo Zeong. I have an idea, but I'm not exactly sure how to go about doing it. Yeah. But I'll figure it out. Get the hands stuff.
Yeah. It's so interesting to sort of see your angle. I mean, like, I've interviewed a few people now, and everybody's got their own kind of way, like Josh, Dara, and people like Aaron, and way back, my first interview was James Denise, and he's just a diorama nut. And everybody has their own way of of showing their skills and their talents. And Josh is very kind of like precise and scribes, and he's just
the man has hands of a surgeon.
Yeah, exactly right. And then and Aaron's history is very much like about, he has a lot of scale jets and tanks and stuff, so he's very much the machine and the war machine and stuff like that. Yeah, people like Lance is sort of, he's probably closer to your realm. He just walks in the room and just sees colours and stuff and just goes, I'm gonna make a Gundam out of that. Like, that's gonna be crazy, So just to see the different ways that you guys go about it, yours is very much about an artist. I imagine an artist has 30 paintings of a bridge, and they're all stacked in the corner, and he's on 31. Yeah. He's like, this could be the one that I actually hang on the wall, sort of thing, That's how you talk. That's how I hear you talk.
The one thing that I do is fail. What you see on the internet and what the public and everyone else sees on the internet is actually maybe 2% of what I do. Yeah. The other 90% is failures. There's a lot of trial and failure. I mean, like I said, I'm not personally. I don't think I'm that good yet. I'm still learning. You know what I mean, right? And I think the difference between a professional, let's say Josh and whoever else, New Gundam and Naoki, right? The only difference between them and non-professional is they failed a lot more time than the non-professional has tried.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? They went to try.
Yeah, but I think the difference is that people like yourself and Josh and all those guys, there's not failure. It's there's always something to take from it. It's always a little step forward. It's always 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards. And I think for some of us, it's if it doesn't work, I'm not going there. I'm not brazen enough. And I think some people are mostly intimidated by the lack of resources. I've been to a few build meets, and there's a dude with a $35 HG kit, and that's kind of his kit for 2 months, because he does a paper run, or he mows his lawn for his dad, and he gets $30 a month. And when your resources are so limited, you've only got so many times where you can practice scribing and go, oh well. But when we're adults, like you and I, you've got resources, you work, and you've got the money, and it gives you that ability to let your imagination just go bananas and just try stuff. So you guys don't really fail; you just always progress. And
I guess that's true. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. That is true in certain levels, but
yeah.
At the same time, though, when you're limited to resources around you, right? For example, if you can't get a model paint, Vallejo paint, and all that, you're only stuck with acrylic that you can buy off the shop. The one that you use for normal painting on canvas. There are ways of actually mixing that with readily available stuff.
Yeah,
for it to be model safe, if you know, or model good looking for the model.
Yeah.
Limited, you get more creative with what you got, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
For example, I have no idea how to use an airbrush. I don't own an airbrush, and
the world gasps.
I'm very honest about this. I'm not saying that I don't own an airbrush and I only use a brush because I'm bragging or anything like that. I'm saying it because I use a brush because I have no choice. You know what I mean? Basically, I have no room in my house. I live in a 2-room studio, flat kind of thing. It's a big room and a bathroom, and then I have another one next door, which is the same thing. Kind of bought one side of the building, kind of thing, right? Yeah, right. But I have no room for an airbrush setup, and personally, because I see Gunpla as my hobby, as something I love, and I do not want it to make me money in any way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. I just love it for the hobby. I want to spend money on it. Right?
Yeah.
I can't justify to myself. I mean, I can't justify buying an airbrush, spending all that money buying an airbrush, and I can't justify the time that it will take for me to get decent at it. You know what I mean? So I was like, either I spend the time, or I buy a bunch of models and I do them up, and I actually will office more than actually an airbrush. Like, if you know how to use an airbrush and a brush, fair play. You know what I mean? Like, I respect you. I want to be like that, but due to limitations, as you said, I can't use an airbrush. Or,
Oh, look, I think we need to be grateful that you didn't pick up an airbrush, because obviously by working down this path you've gone, like, we're going to look at, your Thailand GBWC entry, and it's just the amount of detail. It just, you keep zooming in. Isn't that thing in the movie? They go enhance, and I swear there's a 20-cent coin on the floor down next to the dude's foot, or something. It's just so much detail, layer upon layer upon layer, and there's no airbrush involved there. And that's, like you said, the resources aren't always inhibiting. They're often they're often releasing you to just do other things and release what you want to do in a different way. And
with an airbrush, right? Brush can do everything an airbrush can, and vice versa. It's just two different skill set. Yeah. Essentially, sometimes like you can do one step. All right. For example, my GBWC piece of this year, right? How I got the faded highlight on one of the legs, right? I use wet blending on the brush first, and then I use oil color, and I blend that in. And then once that dries, to make it really pop, I use pigment. Yeah. To actually make the color fade properly and pop, right? Yeah. With an airbrush, it's just one, and you got that effect. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, it's give and take. It's just two different skill sets, but it essentially does the same thing, which is move paint from the pot onto a model. Yeah. Did you sort of start primarily with like Warhammer and sort of tabletop miniatures? Yes. All right. Basically, right. I did Warhammer ever since I started when I was 13, because fantasy and like just role playing D&D and all that. Right. I got into Warhammer. Big armies. Essentially, if for the viewers who don't know what Warhammer or miniature gaming is, how dare you? First off. Secondly, actually, like, imagine, those like Napoleon movies where you have two generals standing on a big table and they're like with a stick pushing models of soldiers around, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, this will happen. This will happen." Essentially, is that right? Yeah. We, as the collector or the army, the general, we play the role of general. We collect models. And we roll dice, see whether something hits or not, and they move around on a big terrain table like that. And we collect the army and we fight each other. It's a really, really good community. Yeah. So I started from there, right? And basically, I never looked at Gundam until I remember this October 2013. Right? October 2013 is when Gundam Build Fighters series came out. Right. And if you've seen Gundam Build series, essentially what they do is they put a Gundam model onto a magical table. Yes. Which come to life. Yes. And they fight. Yes. That's essentially what we see in Warhammer. We put a model on the table and it comes to life and they fight. Right? Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, Bandai. If I play Gundam, if I do Gundam, you're telling me that one day you'll make this magical table that will make my model come to life and I fight other people with it? Yeah. I'm in. Yeah, so basically from there, and then I haven't looked back since. The first time I went into GBWC was actually from 2014. I didn't win anything, but I got first place in Thailand, but I didn't win in Japan. Right. Right. But the only reason why I entered, I didn't expect anything anyway, but I just wanted to meet up with other Gunpla builders. Yeah. Because going from miniatures to Gunpla, the scale of it and the way you handle the paint around it is slightly different. I just basically want to trade techniques and all that stuff. and ideas and like, oh, what's this? What's this do? And like essentially what each of the part actually does according to the lore. Because I didn't know anything about it, kind of thing. So originally it was that, and then I somehow won, and then went to Japan, and then I learned what to do and what not to do, and then came back 2015, and then 2016 I got second place in Japan as well, which I am in no way salty about. Last year, 2017, I actually had a schedule conflict with my work because I was a head of research in a psychological study in England. I was a head of team, so I had to go over there from November to January, so I couldn't join the GBWC of Thailand. But this year, I'm back with a vengeance.
Yeah, you sure are. And it shows. It shows.
But essentially, that's how I got from modeling into...
Yeah, the reason why I ask you to talk about your brush skills and stuff, like, I work with a couple of guys that have gone from 40k into a few other different things, and there's another guy I paint with a bit and build with, and he does a bit of Warhammer stuff, and he's always sending me pictures, and what they'll show me is like how they do like almost like chrome metal with brushes and layers and just tricking of the eye with the light and the shadow is and the washes and things like that. And that's when I look at yours, that's what I, especially this one where there's so much going on, there's so many different contours and shapes, and it's got that sense of, like you said, you know, you've done all the what they call that kind of they call it like sort of the shading, you know, darker at the top and sort of lighter at the bottom or something like that. You've just done it by brush. And it's such a Warhammer thing, you know. So you do it with a sword, and it's kind of like bronzy here, and it goes to a bright gold at the top. And it's like, there's 7 colours in there, and you're like, I cannot see the transitions, you know. It's beautiful stuff.
For the viewers, right, that technique of the using non-metallic paint to do the illusion of metal is called non-metallic metal painting, right? It originated from illustration, basically.
Right.
Like, you know, on a movie poster, like Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
They do metal stuff. That's not actually metal. It's actually like just plain white kind of thing. It started ages ago, and they incorporate that illustration technique into painting miniatures. Yeah, right? And the technique or the style got a big, huge boom because of Rackham Miniatures. It's a French miniature company who uses non-metallic metals to paint all their stuff. Right? And it was just beautiful for, like, you know, photography and all that. It just works really well. Instead of just using a metallic color for it, where, you know, it hits the light, it's really hard to set the bright light to, like, take good pictures of it and all that. But yeah, they did metallic metal, and it just looked great, and everyone started doing it, and it's a technique that's been around for ages, for a very, very long time.
It's amazing, isn't it? I'm going to take you, I know prior to today's conversation, we've been chatting for a few months and stuff on and off about just the weather and stuff. And I asked you what was probably your least or maybe most challenging build at one point. And this is the one that you said was probably pushed you a bit further than you like to be. So this is called, is it To Those We've Lost?
To Those We Lost, yeah.
I'll just sort of flick through the pictures and you just talk us through kind of like, you know, how this one pushed you.
Right, essentially, right, that bottle that you see right there, that's a rum bottle, a glass rum bottle. I originally started off with a Jack Daniels bottle, right? The reason why I started off with a Jack bottle, I originally wanted like a square bottle because it has more room for the diorama kind of thing. The bit, right? But the thing is, because it's a square bottle, it's really hard maneuvering all the pieces so it fits and snaps on the inside, right? How I actually did that is, first, I actually painted up everything, right? I put together... can you pause it right here real quick?
Yeah.
This is what I did. I built up and painted the entire Zaku. And then I cut them into little tiny pieces like that, right? Which each of them somehow fits into the top of the bottle.
Right.
Right? And how I actually put it back together inside the bottle, I used magnets. So if you go to the next image, I think, I believe. Right? Oh, no, okay, yeah, that one. We'll go back in a minute, right? If you can see, as you can see, I actually implanted, like, magnets, like little round magnets in each of the pieces.
Yeah.
And the most annoying thing about that is, like I said, I'm an idiot. And I checked once and glued many times, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I glue the magnets on one piece, and the other one, I was like, I'm sure that's the right side. So I glue it on the other piece.
It's the opposite?
And it is, yeah, it's opposite. So I'm like going, oh my God! And basically, yeah, that's why it's really annoying and frustrating, because like it just needs to be perfect. And yeah. You can actually hold the magnets to the outside, so it holds on the outside.
Put things in place, prop them up.
Yeah, or you can hold pieces on top once you get it in. Can you just go back a few?
Sorry.
I think. Yeah, no worries.
This is just you putting the sand in?
If you look, right, that's the rum bottle. And if you look in trash, that's the top left image. You see all the Jack bottles. Yeah. There was 5 Jack bottles that went in there. Me and my girlfriend, well, my wife. See, the thing is, it was one of those, like, all right, I live with her.
Yeah.
Right? And we've been together for 13 years, right? Yeah. So, I'm not too sure what to call that. I mean, we're not going anywhere. We love each other and all that.
Yeah, like, okay. Sure.
I'm not too sure whether to call her a wife, a girlfriend, like, or a lodger. She don't like lodger. But, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, girlfriend, wife. So I'll go between the two, but either way. Anyway, me and her, right, we drank so much. I was like, baby, it's for a good cause. Help me out.
Hurry up. Here's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, I found out that basically, because of the magnets, I put it in and I maneuver around from the outside using another magnet.
Yeah.
Because Jack bottles are angular, I keep dropping it. It keeps sticking on to another piece I don't want it to stick to.
Oh, no.
So it's amazingly frustrating.
Yeah.
So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to use a big round bottle, and I found like one of those rum bottles with those posh cork lid, so it didn't have a screw top on, and that's essentially what I use for it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Brilliant. I think it's amazing the chest, how you manage to sort of segment the chest up, and once it's assembled you can't see any gashes, but when you point out the fact that every piece has to go through the top of a rum bottle, which is you can only just get your thumb through it maybe, and you just got to cut it up and make it, and you don't get too many shots of that. How many kits did you go through to sort of, was it just the one kit, painted it, carved it and just slapped it together?
Yeah, it's just the one kit. Originally, that is a Jira Zulu, HG, Jira Zulu. I converted into, because like, I always like converting and making it my own kind of thing, even if it's like a part of something else. But yeah, I converted into a Zaku 1 with like, custom colors and all that stuff. And then I, basically just cut them up and put them, as you can see, these are the magnets I use, and those are the random pieces. And how I kind of stuck them together was like frames and green stuff, and all the magnets are there basically. I've checked many times that it goes in, so I got OCD from that.
Josh would love this. He loves these magnets. He's always doing things with magnets and stuff.
Oh, magnets are awesome.
So what's the story behind it? What's it called? To Those We've Lost.
Yeah, the little guy at the bottom, basically, it's sort of like, I try to give the whole story into, like, one thing, and I just hope that people will kind of get it, kind of thing. But essentially, it is a guy who lost a friend, thus the dome head next to the gravestone,
Yeah, right. Yep.
And just pouring out a bottle of alcohol on the grave, so like to those we lost kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really hard to see, but the thing that's on top of that stone is actually a helmet.
Oh, it's the pilot's helmet. Yeah.
On top, but it just looks like a rock from photos. I tried my best. I'm horrible with photos.
Well, don't worry. You've got other skills. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
But yeah, as you can see, all the lines are there. I try to disguise them as like a scribe line or an extra details.
Yeah.
But they're actually cut lines. So I just fit them in the bottle.
Yeah, insane. Yeah, and so has it ever kind of been bumped and, I don't know, fallen to pieces, or is that thing like solid? It's not moving?
Oh, no. Yeah, that whole thing is solid. It wouldn't go anywhere, but if you shake it up too much, the magnet might, like, detach and attach to another piece again.
Shift a bit,
yeah. But I didn't actually glue any of it on. Because, all right, when you put it on into the bottle, right, they kind of snap to place, so I don't actually need to glue them.
Yeah, right.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So out from the feet all the way to the top, I don't need to aim. You know, like when you build a ship and bottle, you kind of need to aim where the flag is going, where the ropes are going, and all that. No glue or adhesive was involved here at all. It's purely magnets.
Insane.
Yeah. At the moment, I think it's okay. I'm not too sure because the thing is, my friend owned a bar in Bangkok, and I really love this. Can please show this at the bar? Whatever you want it back, or if you want to sell it, let me know and all that. Just can I show it in my bar, please? I'm like, yeah, dude, go for it. So
good.
It's on display at a bar right now in Bangkok.
Yeah, right. That's cool. So you reckon that was just challenging just because it was so... Was it just the bottle thing in the beginning, and once you got the round bottle, you were good to go?
Yeah, kind of. Even with the round bottle, it took me 2 tries because, like, occasionally the magnets will fall off. You know, I glue them in and all that. I thought I glued them in right, but when I place it down, and it just snaps onto the wrong piece, and I can't, like, fish it out with tweezers through the thing. So I'm like, I can't do this. So I have to smash the bottle and grab it.
How many times did you have to smash a bottle?
The round one to Jack Daniels will be 4.
Oh man!
A lot of drinking, so
ice and everything.
Yeah, but like I said, it's one of those things where you just want to see if it can be done. Like, I have a concept in my mind, which is using magnets to, snap together stuff in a bottle, right? I'm like going, okay, the theory is there. I think I can do it. Let me try it out, and I just keep making it up as I go along. Okay, this failed. Let's try again. All right, I got it. At the end, basically.
Yeah. That's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's fun, though. The only frustrating thing about it is just niggly. I just really hate niggly stuff.
I guess it's sort of hard working through. Yeah, like it's not. I just like building Gunpla and like I'm going to make it inside a bottle. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's crazy.
No. That's the thing, right? A lot of people have animosity towards this, right? I really don't know why. Gunpla is an amazing hobby. I mean, like, a lot of people...
You mean like the scale builders and things like that?
Yeah. It gets looked down upon by scale models. Like, it's not a real model because it's not fit, right? Yeah. But that's the thing with Gundam. Or people get pissed off when other people call it toy.
Yeah.
Right? But it's not. That's the whole beauty of it. It can be whatever you want to be, kind of thing. Like, if you're into story and all that, you're not into model or anything, fair enough. They have, like, something for you, which is the anime, the manga, the book, and whatever kind of thing. Yeah. But if you're a kid, you just want a toy, but you want to build your own toy, you just build a Gundam, and technically it's a toy and afterward. If you're a collector, you're collecting all the limited stuff, like the gold, the clear, the travel, whatever, the Gundam stuff. You're a collector, you're appreciating it for what it is, which is great. And then there's the modeler who likes, like, there's many entry points towards the hobby.
Yeah. Yeah, and we also have take a little bit of, like, if it's all different, it's like the modeler is a pot and the collector is a pot and the anime is a pot. We also have, I'm going to take a pinch of this, a pinch of that. I mean, most of my kits are pretty much just snap built with a bunch of detailing and a gunk here and there or a top coat and stuff. For me, I'm so fresh into it that for me, I'm still building shelves. Like I've got an origin shelf, and I've got a memories shelf, Stardust Memories, and I'm still absorbing the story, and I'm still at the point where I want everything to be kind of canon and lore, and it's only just sort of nearly 12 months on the track, I'm starting to think I could actually take a Mark II or something else. I could paint it the colours that I want. Ooh, that's a bit exciting. You can do it when you're ready. You're being... If you get drawn into it, like you said, you need to get an airbrush, you need to get these files, and that's not what hobbies are for. Hobbies are supposed to be that place where you go away from all the requirements of life. And like you said, there's just, you can just build it and collect it. I mean, I think Bandai has this thing.
Above it.
Yeah, I think Bandai has thing where they want, if you live in Japan, you just go and build a HG every Friday night. It's like $14, whatever.
Yeah.
And you see people that just got a room full of snap kits because they just sit in front of the TV with their pizza and just snap a kit and like, it's been a big week. I deserve this, And you can, it's sad that people can't enjoy just snapping a kit. It's just snap.
Exactly. The other thing is, right? Let's say I'm new to the modeling community, right? I really wanted. I've seen like a lot of Gunpla and all that being built, right? And I've suddenly seen like Josh's kit, with the godlike scribing with panel lining, so clean, all that. That's intimidating as hell. I'm still intimidated by it now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. And there's no way a person will actually go into that doing, like. You can't just jump into a hobby and then get that good, if you know what I mean.
No.
Yeah, and like if everyone says, "Oh no, you have to that level," there's no way this hobby can grow. So it has to be everything. No one is right, no one is wrong. It just is. Yeah. It's a great thing. Just enjoy big robots. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Flown by like psychopathic, psychedelic kind of like, half-human space people. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Yeah. And what I enjoy about it, too, is, like I'm more of a Universal Century guy, so I get to kind of, like I used to be a bit of a history buff and war buff, but as you get older, you start to realise I'm talking about that 10,000 people that died at a certain battle, and it starts to become a bit grey for you, so Universal Century gives me, personally, the ability to sort of enjoy, like war history, but it's just a cartoon, so it feels a lot more. It feels a lot more. Yeah. When 30 ships get destroyed in a fleet, you're like, they're just bad cartoon ships. They deserved it. It's fine. I'm with that sort of thing. Let's move on to this year's. We'll talk about We Are Gundam as a theme and as a concept that you've sort of really run with over the last few years. I think it's pretty clear where that sort of triggered from, but the entire Gunpla world has seen the work of Win the Paint Pusher this year. And I guess I'm going to flick through some pictures here and just tell us whatever you want to tell us about this, because it's just beautiful. It's amazing. Like I said before, it's like you just keep going, enhance. And the further you go down into that diorama, the closer you get to the floor, the more you see something that you could probably sit there and look at that 20 times and find something new every time. And look, I'll be honest, I'm really drawn towards everything from about the Zaku's feet down. For whatever reason, that's what really captures me. There's going to come a time where I'm going to be able to look at the Zaku and appreciate what you've done there, because I don't really understand how amazing you guys are. But down the bottom there is that's where my mind travels around. It's a build space. It's two people doing their thing, and we've discussed this where they're not from the same timeline, so you're crossing the beams and stuff, and so you've got. Oh, are they? I don't know.
Yeah, Rummer and I forgot her name, but his wife, kind of thing.
Oh, right. See,
but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's right. But you can just be sitting across the bench from your buddy, building your Zaku, just looking at his little whatever Exia and going, this Zaku would absolutely trash his Exia. I know it because I'm the best builder here, kind of thing, you know. So anyway, I'll let you talk now. Let's go.
Yeah, no, that's essentially it. What you just said right there, right? This is actually a tribute, and it is for us, the builder.
Amen.
It's for originally I started at the beginning of this year, like February kind of time, right? I started doing the We Are Gundam, the little kids and the shadow of the back with the Gundams kind of thing, right? And I just thought it would be cool if I have like a huge finale thing of this year. I was like, you know what? I'm going to put that into GBWC. So I started there, right? I was like, all right, how am I going to go about doing this? And basically, I did the kids first, and then this was like kind of on and off between like many other projects that I did this year. But yeah, essentially, this is for us. It's what we do, and it's what we have around the place. Right. Basically, if you stop here for 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Everything there is sort of like is a family. Basically, is what we want. Is what we've been in the past, and what we are kind of now. Basically, the kid, like the We Are Gundam series that that you've seen, is a kid dressed up like a camper.
Yeah.
And he just camper, and he's running in to show his parents who are doing like more Gundams. So like a family of Gunpla builders, basically. Now, most of the elements within the room are either handcrafted or sculpted from green stuff. But like the table, the two people, the kid, the table, the people, and the kid actually came from a 1:35 scale Gundam kit.
Right.
Range of kit, right? Now, the thing is, right, the 1:35 scale Bandai Gundam kit, right, that it came from, they're actually right next to them. If you look on the floor, Rumba Rao, the body actually came from that jet.
Oh, wow.
The table came from that UC hard graph tank thing. The lady actually came from that Rumba Rao commando set right next to her. So everything's kind of like labeled where it is, and those little like Gunpla that is around there from the 1 to 1,700 scale like ship kits.
Yeah,
which are next to all of them.
Yeah, it's almost like a little like a kind of Gundam Ready Player One for like the Gundam crazy that there's just Easter eggs everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. And basically, it's kind of like product placement in a way as well, right? I love putting like random little Easter eggs around. And if you look, all right, basically, the model that the girl is building, the lady's building, that's actually the model on top. You can actually see it to the top of her table. Yeah,
sure.
And the chrome Zaku is actually on his side.
Yep. Yeah.
As well. So, yeah, everything is there. I did a photo booth. There's a Harrow at the back by the computer.
Yeah, yes.
That's actually the head of a pin. You know, like one of those like sewing pin thing, the ball bit.
Like a map pin sort of thing.
Yeah. Basically, I just ripped it off and then just painted a Harrow face on it.
The camera, everything.
Yeah, the lamps are actually little thrusters.
Yeah, cool.
The chair actually came from a Jeep, like one of the 35 scale Jeep.
Yeah.
Set from one of the 135 Bandai range. Now, the reason why I use mainly only Bandai stuff instead of like just fully sculpting everything, like I find sculpting everything to be a lot easier, but it's a Bandai promotional event, essentially.
Yeah, for sure.
So the main elements should be from a Bandai kit.
Yeah, using as much Bandai product as you can. That's
basically.
Yeah.
That's the point of them. And at the bottom, next to Rumba Rao, there'll be a Jiradoga MG and Sazabi version KA kit on the floor, basically, where all the frames are. And that's the actual kit that I use to build the main Chrome Zaku that's fighting the other Gundam.
Right.
So yeah, literally everything is there. All the information is there, but like, you just gotta spot it.
It's very kind of like Alice in Wonderland-esque.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What was I gonna say? The base itself, right? Okay, just right here. The top of the base, where everything is, that's actually a cookie lid. A cookie box lid.
Yeah, right.
That originally was square, that I wanted the room to be a square. But I really didn't like the hard shape of it, the hard edge, hard line. So I just made it into a circle. And I was like, usually what I'm so very lazy, unless I have to go to work, right, to pay the rent and all that, right? If I do anything, I won't. So basically, I'm like, oh crap, I need a round base. So I look around the house, and like I said, anything that limits you actually makes you more creative.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking around the house for something round that I can kind of use. So I just took the top off a cookie lid jar, which is that, and I scribed the floor into it. And the bottom bit is actually a wooden tray. If you go through my work in progress kind of thing, right? You know, see the tray yourself, right? It's like a little tea tray kind of thing, but so on top, and then that's fine, right? The We Are Gundam sign, that's actually a rubber stamp. You know, with those like rubber stamp.
Yeah, right. Did you get it made up?
And I just stuck it on there. Yeah.
Sorry, say that again.
Basically, I had that made.
Yeah, right.
As a I just cut it and then glued it on, kind of thing.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Oh, and can you just go back for a second? Three. I mean, one more. I think. One more. One more. I think. Please. I think. Okay, another one. Sorry, buddy.
It's all right.
Another one. Just so like another one. I think. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Right. That one. Sorry. Just going over the whole room. Right. The whole room basically has everything that we have. Right. To the left would be the paint shelf. So I have like Gunze paint, a Valaho paint, which is what I usually use. To the right is kind of like the builder section. So you have all the tools, the whatever kind of thing, the bastard file, the random solver that you use to stick things together. Right. Yeah. That's behind the lady. Right. To the back is the photo booth, because, like, you know, once you do your kit, you want to take a photo of it.
Yeah, you do.
In a booth. Then you upload it online, kind of thing. Right now, the most important thing about this diorama is the backlog shelf, as we all have one, right? And we will eventually, I hope, get to doing all of them, but, like, you know, no promises.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone has a backlog shelf, and that's actually the most important thing. That's because, like, the way that I created the illusion of two diorama, one floating on top of the other, I actually use Tamiya axles. You know, the Tamiya four-wheel drive.
They got all the wheels, and they go in the tracks, and they just go round.
That's the one with the battery thing, right? Basically, the axle wheels. I use those to actually like hold and prop everything up, because they're hexagonal. They won't actually turn or rotate.
Yeah, right.
Boom all in. Anyway, so I need that. And the thing with me and diorama is, I love diorama. I love making them, I love looking at them and all that. But it's sort of like a pet peeve for me. When you see an amazing diorama, a great Gunpla, well painted, awesomely modified, base is awesome, you know, really detailed and everything, but they have like a rod or something propping it up.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, it sort of breaks the illusion. Yeah.
Yeah. As a modeler, you're not supposed to look at it, you're supposed to just ignore it. But it's there.
Yeah.
And it just kicks you out, saying, that can't be real. Because of the little stem there. But yeah, that's kind of like my pet peeve. So when I do any like dynamic pose or diorama with something flying or something like that, right? I try to come up with a logical way of one thing connecting to another thing. So I put a rod in, so it looks like I hide all the rig. And
yeah. Like if you were to have like a fist in a face, and you're like, well, that's where they're going to connect. That's the support, that point of contact.
Yeah. Just a little bit, you know what I mean? It just touches it a little bit. That's all I want. Just because, like, I just want the audience to, like, you know, like, this could happen, you know, without anything distracting them.
Yeah. I think it's the same for lots of people. Like, you know, even my sort of kits that I do, and I will often go for like a, you know, like I'm probably more of a ground type sort of Gundam type person anyway, or mobile. So, you know, it's often better to have them sort of like, you know, just doing a pose, swinging an axe, or, you know, with a pistol. Because as soon as you put them on a flying base, it's like, there's a beautiful backdrop of my lamps, and there's my Gundam, and this huge plastic thing holding them off the ground. Like, it just starts to kind of break it up a bit.
Yeah, it's true. But the thing is, right? Okay, the way that's just the way I see things, right? There's actually, like, because of Gunpla being Gunpla kind of thing, right? There are actually 3 type of ways to display it. Right. They're big. They can actually stand alone. So, like a standalone piece is you do them, you know, stick them up on the shelf or whatever. They look amazing as is.
Well, Suzabi sort of thing.
Yeah, basically, for example. The second one would be a base. Now, Gundam on the base, right? The base should... the main focal point will still be the Gundam itself. The base kind of support and complements the Gundam itself. It might give more information to the viewer of where it's actually operating, or a little bit more information. But either or, the focus will be on the Gundam model itself. Right? Third way of presenting your build or whatever is in a diorama. Now, in a diorama, the main focal point will not be the Gunpla. The main focal point will be the story. So whatever story you're trying to tell, that's the main focal point.
Yeah.
Everything else is seen is there to complement and convey the story without using words.
Yeah.
Right. The only word you can use will be your title that you use for that diorama.
Yeah.
So that sets up the frame and everything's there to convey information without words. But yeah, the 3 main displays. With the base display, and you have a stick coming out and all that stuff, and the Gundam being the main kind of character, that's perfectly fine. I have nothing against that at all. But like in a diorama where the story is like king, basically, don't have a stick up. It kills me.
Yeah. I think that second one, like where you have a thing, there's a really distinct difference between someone who kind of goes, whether it be the base, be like a hanger, bit of floor or some dirt or whatever. Yeah. But if it's on the run, there's that. Some people just have that ability just to build something and it stands there, and it might be too heavy. Like, say, for example, like a high nu, and it's too heavy and it's got a thing holding it up because its backpack is like huge. But But they do such an amazing build that you're like, they're not trying to trick you into thinking this is 18 meters tall and I want you to pretend it is. They're going, this is a model. And this is beautiful, and I want you to enjoy it for exactly that. There is nothing to hide here. This is just a great model. And that sometimes is the best, because they're just saying, I'm a craftsman, this is my craft. I'm not trying to trick you. There's no illusion here. This is just what I do.
This is one-to-one scale, real stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that is beautiful. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have nothing against that at all. It is amazing. Yeah.
Just push forward a bit more. I mean, there's so much.
Yeah. Came back to this,
Just a question about the backlog. Is that your backlog? Like, are they kits that you've battled with and they've sat in the cupboard for 6, 12, 9 months and you're like, oh, that Red Zaku, I should have built that so many times, but I haven't?
Kind of. All right, now, there's a shop in Bangkok, right, where I buy all my Gundam kits from.
Yeah.
I love them. I mean, like, they're used to my insanity. Sometimes I go in there and I'm like, okay, I have an idea. I need every single SD that you have. One of each, please. right? And they don't even ask. They don't even blink. They're like, all right, and they'll get it out. I'll pay for it. I go home, and they're like, and when someone else asks, like, why? He's like, shh, go, let him do whatever he wants. It's fine, right?
Yeah.
And when I was doing this, when I had the idea of doing this, I went up to them like, okay, can I take a picture of a bunch of boxes from all the angles in your shop, please? And like, right now? They're like, oh, like, yeah. Like, yeah, whatever. And then they just let me carry on. They're like, they're not going to ask why I'm doing it. Yeah, they just let me be. And I just carried on. And then I love them a bit. New toy, right? But I do love them to bits, right? They just don't ask anymore. They started, but like...
When you walk in, they just like usher everybody else out and close the doors and just stand there and wait. What the hell do you do now?
Get out for your own safety. Go.
Yeah,
go,
exactly.
But they just sort of like leave me alone. Just like, yeah, do whatever the hell you want. But yeah, essentially with the backlog, what I did was I took a picture of them, right, from all the angles, and then I loaded up into Photoshop, and then like kind of make into a box.
Yeah.
Then I print it out, and I cut them up, and then just fold them and glue them into that. And with the edges of the paper, I kind of you just pause here real quick, right? But with the edges, because of paper, I kind of painted them in so it looks not like a folded box. If it looks like to that scale. But yeah, that's essentially what I did with the backlog. The backlog is just there to hide the rigging to the Zaku and the Gundam on top and the land.
Right. That's where the main support is into the actual top half of the diorama is up through that shelf. Right.
Yeah.
It's so hard to actually tell, awesome. To be honest. It's so hard to kind of tell. Like, it really does kind of levitate above. I didn't actually even realise... Because I've only ever seen photos. Like, in person, you probably look at it and go, wow, I can see that. But in photos, you're just so drawn to everything else.
People still ask me about it when they see it for real, in real life. Yeah, but anyway, like the other use for the box, right, is, okay, now, I hate to admit this, right, if I do same thing with the Gunpla on top, I mess up a lot, and a lot of time I do get really lazy. So instead of like correcting the mistake that I did, I kind of glue something on top to cover it up. Kind of like sweeping it under the rug kind of thing, right? Yeah. Now, some of the boxes on the floor, they shouldn't be there, but like I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to stick that there to cover a little bit up. Right? Now, with the Gundam itself, what I usually do is, those Koto Bukiya parts.
Yeah.
The part or whatever. Right?
Yeah,
sometimes I'm scribing or like I painted something and it hit a white area. I'm like, I cannot be bothered doing the white again. So you know what? I'm just gonna stick that on top and paint that gray.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I meant to do that. Don't worry about it.
What's the box there next to the cabinet? It's like the chick with the lasso or something. What's that box?
Oh no! That's a bookcase.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. If you go to, I think you go back one, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Can you go back one? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually a bookcase. There's another photo. Can you go back one more, maybe? I think. Oh no. Okay, 4.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
On that shelf. Yeah. There we go. Right. Like I said, and actually, this is what you said. You like little Easter eggs being in the diorama kind of thing, right? That bookshelf, right? It has like hobby model and random magazine that most modelers will have around their house, as reference or for ideas and all that. But on top of the shelf is actually Daryl's radio from Gundam Thunderbolt.
Oh right, that's so good.
Right. Good. And in front of the backlog shelf, is actually the diver kit.
Sorry?
It's the diver kit. Gundam Build Diver, the newest series?
Yeah.
That's the diver kit, the home diver kit.
Oh, right.
It was in episode 3, basically. The guy took it out of the under his computer, kind of like plunk it on the table, puts that little thingy thing on, and then he dives into like the Gunpla diver world kind of thing. And on like that little kind of like the diver ID. Thing, right? Yeah. So basically, it's on there. It can be in that universe. So I just like linking it to one of the universe within the series, basically.
Mm-mm. Yeah. What I love is that if this was a real room, it would be easily as interesting to spend a day in, if not more so. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I came to your house and you're like, come on, let's build some Gunpla together and just forget about the 2 things that are floating above us. Let's just sit down this table. And it would still be, a very amazing place to be.
Yeah. This is basically a session of Gunpla building.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the Detolf shelf, the IKEA shelf.
Yeah.
Like the one you do as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not, that actually came from IKEA.
Is it like a jewelry box or something? Or?
No. You know those really cheap acrylic picture frames?
Yep.
Yeah, basically, I just took the acrylic bit off in the frame. You know what I mean? I took it off, right? Yeah. And I cut it to the size.
Yeah.
And I glued it all together. The things on the inside are actually sprues, like normal Gundam sprues. I heat it up and I stretch it out, so it has the thingy thing, right? Now, when you cut acrylic, the clear acrylic, right, the edges will be white because it is plastic. So I actually paint the edge turquoise green, so it looks like gives you the illusion of glass. The top and the bottom are just random, those like plastic blah plate bits that you get a sprue. Yeah, they're all from that.
It's actually
put together.
It's even got the sticker on the back, which is is it like the warning sticker about the?
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah.
It's all there. It's all there,
dude.
Oh, and the bookcase with the girl with the rope lasso on the side and all that. Yeah. That's actually a Bandai decal. Is a blue giant girl, pinup girl. You know how they have like pinup girls on?
Yeah, like a nose up.
Yeah, basically, it's one of those decals for like a pinup girl for a Zaku kind of thing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I just stuck it on there because I thought it would be cool.
Oh, you're right. It's cool. It's very cool. Oh yeah, you can see the diver thing a lot easier there. The 2 controls, the mask. Yeah. And as you can see, like the little 1 to 1,700 stuff. Yeah.
The Gunpla itself. Some of them will be a diorama on the side next to the paint rack.
Oh right? Yeah.
There's some diorama for them as well as standalone stuff and. Yeah, it's just random stuff for that. Yeah, that's Gundam in a hangar kind of thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like, that's key. I mean, everybody's probably going to do a RX-78 in a hangar at some point in their life.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if you buy the prefab stuff and you put your Vercar in there or whatever your origin there, you are going to make it happen.
Yeah. So that's basically it. And the one next to that is actually just on a stand. Like a normal, display stand that you get with the stick coming up and
yeah. So a gun cannon up in the shelf on the backlog. Can you educate me on what this the ship on top of the Detolf is?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor suit. It came from Gundam Seed Destiny. Oh no, wait, Gundam Seed. Yeah, Gundam Seed. Basically, there's a ship like one of the ship that ship only carries Freedom Gundam and Justice Gundam, right? And like the gun that it has, it comes out from the side, and it's sort of like a booster suit kind of thing.
Right.
There's a 1 to 144 kit, which is that basically. It's around the size of a dendrobium. It's huge.
Yeah,
it's absolutely. So it's just like, and that's the 1 to 1,700 Eternal kit. That came from. Yeah.
Oh man, it's insane.
Oh, if you go one, ooh, huh. Okay, carry on for a bit. I think
Back.
Forward, maybe. I think there's actually one more that you might like. Ah, there we go. That's the one. Oh, go back. Just that way. I think. Oh, sorry. The one with the yeah, that's the one, right?
Yeah.
All the kits on top of that box are actually the girls' kit, which is all the pieces that I used to do the red Gundam on top.
Oh man.
So it'll be a Sinanju Stein, a Freedom Gundam. So all the boxes are there with the tools, like you see the red files, the clippers, the salts, and all that stuff, right? Now, behind it, right, are actually SMS paints.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are.
Yeah, I actually asked Scott for his permission if I can use it. Just because it's kind of cool. Like it is a huge thing in like a builder community. The SMS paint. It's cool. So I just wanted to include it. So I did.
I'm sure, I can assure you he's quite chuffed about that. That's pretty cool.
Ah, bless him.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was a cool thing to include like a lot of stuff. Yeah,
man. So that kit that she's built, the one that you built, that's an expensive kit because I'm counting at least 2 Vercars in there. I mean, that's probably a $400 kit. A $400 kit bash. That's insane. The amount of money that's gone into this, into your build. Like,
yeah. Oh no, okay. Yes, there is a lot of money, but the thing is, right? I live in the middle city. I don't drive a car. I can drive a car, but I don't drive a car, so I don't need to spend any money on cars or whatever. I don't really play any games, computer games or anything like that, so I don't spend any money on that. I don't really have any other hobby at all.
Yeah.
And I don't have kids.
Yeah.
Nor do I need.
Boom.
So basically, I can do that, and it doesn't mean just because I'm ripping apart kit from like this one and then that one and then that one or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that everything else goes to waste and I just chuck it away kind of thing.
Yeah,
they go to another project, and a lot of them, like let's say the Strike Freedom, the wings, right? I actually wasn't using the wing. I used the Strike Freedom for another project that I'm doing. I'm just waiting for another type of kit to come out.
Yeah.
Which will come out in December. So basically, I kind of built that, but I don't need the wings. So it just goes into that one.
Cool.
So, all the parts will be used, not on this project. It will be used in another project.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of raw material. The thing is, right, kits are like 10% more expensive than it is in Japan, in Thailand.
Right.
So it's not too much, if you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, if it's in America or, like, in Australia or anything like that. Yeah, okay, that's insanity.
Yeah, I guess, when you put it that way. For me to buy a Stein here is like $150. The Stein, like per car here is $150, so it's like $400 worth of kits just sitting on that little tiny box there. You look around the room. Yeah, no, I wasn't sort of having a crack or anything, but I guess sometimes,
it's cool.
So for someone to come back into reality and just look at the amount of effort and resources you're putting into it, beyond all of the amazingness, like it's
this is all I have to.
Sorry?
Yeah, sorry. No, like I said, this is actually all I have to relax me. Like, I don't shine cars. I'm the least manliest man you'll ever meet, right? I hate camping, right? Yeah. Nature is great, but I love my lattes. I love my aircon, right? My wife, if she wants to go camping, I'm like, no, we have a roof and aircon. Why? I'm not into sports or football at all. Like, I have no idea. My wife's English, so whenever we're going, when I get random people like, "Oh, so what team do you support?" I'm like, the red one with 2 legs and like the kick around like a round thing, Quidditch. I don't know, right? But I have no idea about any of that kind of thing. I just model. Basically, that's where all my like joy come from. So if you're gonna spend $100 on like a little lamp for your car, why not spend $100 on a model that you like? Same kind of thing.
Yeah. I know what you're talking. I mean, I'm the same. I've never really. I have certain sports that I like to follow, but I'm not part of a club. I don't really drink much. Like I'm sort of at the age where, hobby is. And the other thing is, like my wife and my daughter, they understand. I think especially for me, for Gunpla, prior to Gunpla, I kind of had a few hobbies that are a bit frustrating. And when a hobby is frustrating, it's not really a hobby anymore. It's sort of like it becomes more of an obsession, and you're really trying to fight little funny battles. Whereas Gunpla for me has become a hobby that it really is an actual hobby. I can come in here, I can do this, or I can meet people and stuff like that. And so the expense for my wife is like, you know what? She runs, she likes to buy good shoes, and my daughter likes things. And this is something that in this day and age where everything is just so mental for anywhere from 8 to 14 hours a day, you need to have these places and these friendships and these relationships with all this in common. I can understand a lot more about other people's likes and hobbies since I got into Gunpla, because prior to that it was very much just about just me achieving my goals. But because Gunpla is as much an art as it is, like I'm really coming to a point where I'm actually enjoying seeing other people's Gunpla a lot more than actually doing my own Gunpla. Like I've become more of an artist looker, watcher, viewer than I have an artist myself. And I've got no problems with that. No problem. If I don't want to build for 3 weeks, I've got it on my Facebook and I'm like, man, there is amazing stuff going on and I'm part of it. I don't even have to do anything. I'm still part of it.
Yeah, I mean, like the same goes for the GBWC project. That's like in appreciation of that. Basically, is to communicate not to just us, the Gunpla, the modelers, right, but to the public who actually has no idea what a Gunpla is, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, and this is what we see in our head. And in the actual diorama, right, the one, the thought, the Gunpla on top, right, actually did and there's like a dead guy with skulls around, like in the snow kind of thing, right?
Oh, no.
That's essentially for a scale comparison. Because we take things like this for granted all the time. Like, you show your grandmother a Sinanju, right? They're like, oh, that's nice, honey. But they don't know what scale that is.
Got a robot suit.
Yeah, or something like that. Like, they don't know anything about it. Is that a good guy? Is that a bad guy? Because, like, a lot of Japanese, the good guy wear red. The main good guy wear red.
Yeah.
So we don't know any of that. But, I mean, they don't know any of that, the general public. And it is a niche market.
Yeah.
Even though it's on our Facebook page or whatever, it is still a market.
It's everything. You just got to remember back to when you didn't know anything about it. And you're like, hang on. And as the door opens, it gets open wider and wider. You start to realise there is a lot. Yeah. And you learn every day.
The competition, and when I go into, like, not most, but, like, a build like the We Are Gundam series, I'm trying to communicate to the non-Gunpla people rather than the Gunpla people. Because I know the Gunpla people will understand, but, like, trying to communicate a bigger audience. So maybe I can draw them in or whatever kind of thing. Right? Oh, but by the way, sorry, just skipping back, I do apologize for
not at all.
Hobby thing, right? I have kind of a strict guideline with my hobby thing as well. I get asked to do commissions a lot. Like, do you do commissions? Can you do this for me or whatever kind of thing? And I'm like I said, I'm in no way professional. I am just a hobbyist, right? In the strictest term. Wherein if I will not draw any money from this, I refuse to. It's just because once you rely on it as a, that saying, if you find something you love, you don't have to work for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's complete bullshit. Right? No life of that one. Because if you rely on it to pay your rent or pay the mortgage, it becomes work automatically, no matter how much you love it.
Yeah.
Right? So basically, I just want to keep the Gunpla modeling and money, like, completely different. Right? Let me spend money on you. It's okay. I'm happy with doing that. I'm getting money from like my normal day job, but you know, so I don't mind doing the the 100 pounds for like 2 models and just mash them together and get something.
Yeah, sure. The We Are Gundam thing. Let's go a little further on that. You should be able to see that now. Just before we do go into these photos, I started getting a whole bunch of photos together, and we'll later on we'll direct people to your Facebook page. But I started getting a few photos now. I started getting each shots of each one. I'm like, next thing I'm 40 photos deep. I'm looking at 82 photos. So what I'm going to say is, anybody that's watching this, look at what's going on here, listen to what we have to say and what we have to say. And then go and look at the photos for yourself, because there is so much to be seen here. And again, I'll just flick through them. You just do what you got to do and just tell us all about it. I think we've got a fair idea of where you're coming from. These when I looked at them before, I just remembered my brother and I. I'm 10, he's 5, running our push bikes at the front, running around with water pistols. We think we're Transformers. And that's sort of, to me, that's what's going on here. It's just pure imagination, and it's truly incredible. So let us in on what's going on here.
Yeah, basically that's what I was like trying to emulate and communicate across with all these pieces, or just us being us. Like you see these kids, they're finding an everyday object, they're putting it on their body and pretending to be something else. And to be honest, a part of us will always be them. Like, you're wearing the headset right now, with the microphone. Yeah, basically that.
Yeah.
Do you ever, like, pretend you're like a spy? Like, yep, coming in. You do that.
Yeah, you do.
No matter how old we get, we will, like, find random stuff and go, it's a gun automatically. Don't mess with me, kind of thing.
Yeah. Computer games are that. That's where a lot of that channeling goes these days, where people are living through whatever the games are. It's exactly that.
Yeah. So basically, these kind of reflects that. An artist did a similar thing to mine, and I kind of had the idea of doing it first, and then like, I saw his art idea as well, so it kind of like conglomerated into one, like independently thought of it, but then like it came from him, and then I came from it myself. If you know what I mean? His name is Craig.
David.
David, right?
Yeah.
David Craig, right? I think.
Craig Davidson.
Oh, Craig Davidson. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That guy.
Horrible names today, buddy. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, no. He's an amazing illustrator, and that goes to show inspiration can actually come from anywhere. It can be like a movie, an artist like that. You don't actually just have to look at the Gunpla community for inspiration. I mean, like, for example, the one I did for 2016 GBWC. That actually came from an old, like, Gunpla comic with, the Zaku going up and all that. And it actually, the kind of it came from the song, Billy, Don't Be a Hero.
Yeah, right.
So basically it's about a wife reading a letter that she got from the army. And she's, like, down on her knees crying because, like, it tells how her husband died in that war. So basically I'm just trying to give that emotion in. But, inspiration can literally come from anywhere.
That is cool.
And with this one, yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, but like I said, with this one, it's basically us, and it will always be us, no matter how old we get.
I just really love, like, all the different kids, all the different miniatures as we go through. Like, I mean, the one we're looking at now, he's got, like, a couple of golf clubs in his hands, and when you look at the ground type, it's a box, and he's got, like, a crutch, and there's a dude's got a crutch and stuff, and there's a dude in the wheelchair, and they're like, no, we're living this. We're doing this. Nothing stops us. The only thing that's limiting us right now is the amount of packing tape we have to, like, strap stuff on ourselves. It's so alive.
To be honest, personally, I think that's the actual most enjoyable thing for me with this series is I get to go back. I'm looking around the house all the time. I'm like going, okay, I need to do like for this one is the ground type. what can I use to pretend to be a ground type, like myself, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah,
luggage. Yeah. I did that. I got a tea tray. I was like, yeah, rock and roll. And like, the crutch thing.
Yeah.
I just went, all right, that's cool. Okay, that's one done. And like, it's just creating and playing myself, but like in my head kind of thing, what real life object I can use to convey that mobile suit kind of thing.
Yeah. Am I right? Am I right in saying that you did the Drop the Bass PDF book?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
There's an album on my Paint Pusher page.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. One of the other Gunpla Network admins, Mark, he sent it to me ages ago, and it's like, you're like, man, whatever. And I'm flicking through it, it's like, there's a CD, and the next is like Sun-Baked Desert. I'm like, and it's just, you're just throwing stuff at it and just like abusing the CD. I'm like, man, that is so good. And it's a prime example of what you said about what would be deemed a lack of resource is actually the ability to, be inventive, ingenuitive, and just use whatever you got. Throw some baking soda on it and cover it in Pepsi and see what the hell happens. It's amazing.
Oh, on a side note, right? I got a lot after I put that album out, the Drop the Bass album. I got asked a lot of questions about that, saying like, do I have to spray down CD first? Do I have to do this to the CD first? The CD is just there. You do it to any surface you want the bass to be on.
Yeah.
The CD, for example, just clearing that up. You don't have to do those bass on a CD. It's anything you can find.
Yeah. I guess a CD you can now buy them. You can buy. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah. No, as long as the shape of the bass complement your piece, that's fine. Like if it's kind of like you want it kind of stationary kind of thing, a square base is perfect for that. But if it's rounded, curved edge, standing still kind of thing, go for a round base. Or if you want motion, go for an irregular base. Bass does a lot to the actual model itself. I mean, like I love bass. I'm a bass man, right? Yeah. But basically, I find this a thing within the Gunpla community. I mean, they spend so much time on the actual model itself, the Gunpla itself, that, I mean, and it comes out beautifully. But the base is kind of like an afterthought.
Yeah.
And they don't put as much effort into the display base. Now, the thing is, the base is kind of like a tie. If you have a really expensive suit and you have a cheap tie, you'll make the whole suit look cheap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But just get a good tie, it's everything. So just spend a little bit more time on your base. It will pay off.
Yeah. You're probably familiar with Aaron Simon's.
Yeah.
The Sledgehammer, like in his base, he has the best story. Because his base is like a sort of like it's round, it's like a mesh, and the bot is actually kind of like into the mesh, and it gives that impression like this thing is heavy. It's so heavy, like if it stands, if it's too long. And his story is that it was actually 4 mil too high, so he had to actually drop it into the base. It's like, it's brilliant, and it works. And what you're saying, the base has this aesthetic where it really ties it all together, and you'll see it like, I'm no Renaissance man, but you can see classic like marble statues where you have the figure, but the pedestal is as important. If the pedestal is too ornate, the figure seems like a person standing on the top of a very ornate pedestal. If the pedestal is still boring, the statue then becomes, it's a bit overdone, but they could have just, jacked it up a tiny bit. So you're absolutely right. It's got to work together, and it's got to be that sort of harmony. Yeah.
But Aaron's work is beautiful. I mean, like,
it's
that's what I'm saying about like mess up. Don't be afraid to fail, right? Failure is the best way to move forward. And with Aaron's work, it was a happy accident.
Yeah,
when it's a little bit too tall and he sunk it in, but it looks heavy.
Yeah,
I gave it, and like the viewer will know this is huge and this is heavy from that little dent thing. A happy accident, but like you live and learn, and like you make mistakes, and then you fix it and all that stuff. And sometimes you make mistakes, and or not a mistake, but like necessities kind of thing.
Yeah, like your vents over your bit that you painted a bit differently and things like that.
Yeah, and it looks better that way. It looks awesome.
Yeah, and it helps you deal with situations better too. If you're able to just adapt to a turn on the road, as opposed to go, oh my god, that's not supposed to be there. That scribe line was supposed to stop. And you're like, was it though? Like, does it really have to stop there? Can I not just, boom, nailed it? So you get led. Sorry.
No, it just like sometimes you make a mistake and like it looks good as is. Yeah. I'll leave it be. I meant to do that.
Yeah, sure I did. Yeah.
The main thing, trial and error kind of thing is you learn more what not to do than what to do.
Yeah.
And you're that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's a bit like a lot of other, some people, there's a lot of science in say, sport, and people are like, he's a good player at this. Soccer's the perfect, or football, wherever you come from, it's a perfect situation because the ball's round and all the players are more or less fairly matched and stuff, and nothing's ever guaranteed, but there are players that learn to play the odds, and they know, and they increase their odds by increasing their fitness, by increasing their mental stamina throughout a 80-minute or a 90-minute match. And I guess with Gunpla, you learn to, where to push it, you know where to, especially with paint, I watch a lot of Aaron's scale builds, jets and stuff, and it's like, it's an F-16, it's kind of yellow and blue, and you're like, it's a base, he knows what he's doing, and he'll say to you, man, after 1,000 of these, you do it, you trust it, and then once you start putting those greys and blacks on, it just pops. So knowing to just push the odds and drag it in your direction, that you just got to trust. You've been there before, and if it doesn't, it's going to be a bronzy colour, and that's a rad jet, so it doesn't really matter,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, sorry, going back to this, right?
Sorry.
Like I said, GBWC piece, right? This show is about me, not Aaron.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Well, he is our representative this year, so
about me.
Yeah, I'm happy for you to take the trophy, but I'm a little happier if Aaron does. So we'll see how we go.
Ooh, white people, you Aussies.
Yeah. Go on.
Anyway, talking about GBWC, like I said, the one for this year is meant to be the finale for the set, basically. Yeah. And I started the two at the same time. I just want something like big and extravagant to like finish off the series, because I do personally like the series, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Good to have around the house kind of thing, and it relates to people. I actually wrote an article about this. Actually, the best tool to use for GBWC is your mom.
Oh, really?
She is the best tool, because like when you show her a Gunpla or a model or something along those lines, right? She don't actually know what it is.
Yeah.
Like at all, right?
Yeah.
But if you're doing a diorama, you're trying to communicate a story, or you're trying to tell information about the mobile suit in that diorama. You show it to a model, they'll get it, that's fine. Or you show it to a person who's into Gunpla, they'll get it right away because of, like they know the material, basically.
Yeah.
But if you show your mom, 90% of the time she won't understand.
Yeah.
But if you do a diorama or a figure in such a way that she understands what you were going for,
the story,
you pass the test.
That's awesome. Yeah, I guess mums or wives or girlfriends and stuff, because you can, like, I can show my wife, builds and stuff, and she's seen every one because I've made her look at them, look at it, it's beautiful. And she's like, yeah, it's fantastic. And the ones that she'll go are nice is like, I've got like a clear Hyakushiki, the MG. Yeah. And I did all the inner frame, and she's like, that's my favourite. And it's all blingy, and it's all, Jenny on the block type build and stuff. But then, like, I did a sniper, and for my GBWC, my first one, I did like the MG 2.0, and it's just sort of like sitting among some trees, and there's cows there, and I'm giving that whole, so like for me, there's like, it's peaceful, and the cows, he's been sitting there for so long, the cows have wandered up, and they're getting shade and stuff. And I show my wife, and she's like, what are the cows doing in there? And I'm like, oh, I haven't. And it was the same thing. I'm like, I didn't quite nail it. If she'd have went, because you show other people like the stuff, and they're like, Oh, wow. So he's been sitting there and, like, next thing he's going to go boom and the cows are all going to fall over. But you're right. You got the mum test. Everybody out there, the mum test.
The mom test is the best way forward. Because occasionally when I show, my wife, she's always around me. And sometimes she sees every single thing that I do. Kind of thing, like, I've done a lot. And then I show her. And she's like, yeah, you showed me that like 50 times. I'm like, no, but I've done this highlight to it. I made the shadow down here. She's like, all right, cool.
Sure.
Sometimes she's too close and don't show them too many times. Just show a milestone. Yeah.
It's like it's like some whips you see, and it's like they're just so progressive, and they're like I went through my stage where I was just like, whipping the crap out of everybody. And I was like, but at least it was a foot, and then it was a leg, and then it was a torso, and then it had a head. Yeah. Some whips are like, bit more weathering today, or added some more decals. I'm like, I guess. And that's I already enjoy people's passion, because sometimes people are isolated and they're either on their own or they're not getting enough of their local group, and so they're like, "Boy, everybody, I just got to let this out." But at the same time, you're right. When you do it like in segments, bigger segments, it has much more impact. And people are like, "Boom." But
to be honest with you, as we say, like, all right, sometimes like they just want to show it and all that.
Yeah.
And like a microscopic extra little detail to it or whatever kind of thing. Carry on doing it. I mean, I say do it because it's a thing of social pressure, right? Like, a lot of times when a lot of builders, they start building and all that stuff, they can't find the motivation to actually finish, right? But if that project's really good and you're, like, updating it all the time, you're showing off, like, how it's going and all that, other people are like, oh, so how is this coming along? They might not be, but in your head, they're like, oh, man, my public is waiting for me. I have to get this done. So it motivates you to actually carry on and finish the project, basically. So carry on doing it. I mean, like, it helps us, move that project along so we can go on the next one and so on and so forth, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have no qualms with that at all.
Me either. I don't have problems with any whips. I mean, I won't give them as much attention as other stuff, but I'm always thumbsing up people that are like, you're passionate, and that's what I like to see. I'm going to bring up, there's two particular pictures here. There's one particular, but I'm going to lean into it. It's this one here, which is the three. Just let me know when you can see them. One of them is the guy and white base, and the guy holding the two kids.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this one, I think we kind of discussed that a little bit earlier on, and then if we go to here, like I actually find, like, if I saw this up close, I think I would actually have a little bit of an emotional reaction to it, because, like, I watched the original Mobile Suit Gundam, and he's not a character. They're just kids, but you look at them like they've had a big day out playing, being Gundams and stuff. They got bits strapped on them, and he's like, finally, they've come back down the street. When we were kids, we used to be able to play down the street. They've come down the street. They've come in the yard. They've nearly collapsed. They're exhausted. He's going to pick them up like the amazing father that he is, the amazing father we all want to be, and he's going to make them safe again. He's probably going to pop them into bed or the bathtub or whatever. And then I was like, it just reminds me so much of, like, in the original Mobile Suit Gundam, there's these three little kids, and it's like all of a sudden they're important, and the whole episode just focuses on them, and they're like, it's that future. It's that we've got these three things are almost the most important thing on this entire ship, and that father figure is that kind of like the entire sort of white base and everything, just protecting that future seed. And then you tell me that you've never even watched the original series, and yet you bring this to us.
Okay, to be honest with you, I didn't actually want to say anything about that, but like, a lot of people actually connect to this one quite a lot, kind of thing. Of this one and the Dendrobium with the wheelchair, the crippled kid in the wheelchair. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people actually connect to this a lot. And to be honest with you, the background of it, I really don't want to spoil the illusion, but essentially I bought the white base for the small little Gundams that it had. that comes with the white base kit, so I can use it for my We Are Gundam GBWC series.
Yeah.
And I have white base left over, and I wanted to do something with it. That's the only reason why I did the dad holding two, because that's the most logical kind of thing for a white base.
It makes total sense. It makes total sense.
It's nothing actually deep or anything. But that's the thing. I mean, like, I enjoy and I love hearing people like you, like everybody else, who like kind of like put more meaning into the piece, kind of thing, which gives it more value.
Absolutely.
To me as well, right? Because it started out as, this is the only thing that makes sense because I want to use that model. It started out like really simple reason. That's about it. It's something amazingly random, and then people just give it value and give it meaning, a lot deeper meaning and all that. And they kind of like think of it, think of the story, the background and all that stuff for me.
Yeah. Oh, every single one of them has a little trigger in them. I mean, you can see so much expression and so much enthusiasm. Like every kid's like action posed, or you can see what's going through their heads. It just, like this guy here, he's got a pair of golf clubs and like a blanket on his back, and he is like just whacking, I don't know, whatever the series is. He is just totally
it's all in the moment fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I was like trying to capture with the whole thing. Just in the moment fun. And we need more of this. We should only be adults when we absolutely need to be. Otherwise, just be a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as a father, I'm learning that more and more because, and even if you've got nephews or little brothers or cousins or whatever, like we all grow up so quick, and kids seem to grow up even quicker and quicker, like kids by 17 and 18. I still want to go out today and we're like, mid-20s is still kind of young. We're 35 I'm 45, he's 35. You're like, mid-20s is still young. And yet at 17, 18, this person is supposed to know whether they're going to be a freaking astronaut or a doctor. And you're like, there's no way this person should have to make these decisions at this age. It is unacceptable what we've done to our children. But to be with our children, you've got to kind of just release so much of your adultness and be just a little kid. Otherwise, wrestling and playing with toys isn't as exciting. But until you just sort of release it and become like a 7-year-old, and all of a sudden, my daughter's squishies and her Barbie dolls and whatever she's playing with, I'm like, that's actually quite amusing, and I actually get your sense of humour now. So, this sort of stuff is so important, so important.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I'll tell you what, right? Just because, I'll be right back. 5 seconds.
Yeah, man.
Okay, now, this is... can I have the screen real quick, the big screen?
Yeah, sure.
Now, this will be an exclusive. I actually did... I did mention that. The We Are Gundam for the GBWC is my final one.
Right.
But I actually did one more that I haven't put up yet.
Ooh.
I haven't actually done the actual model kind of thing, but I'll be using it like later. Essentially, the 5th of December in Thailand is Father's Day.
Right.
So I just want to do like a little model just for the, to commemorate it, which is another We Are Gundam thing.
Right.
Just especially. If you can see it.
Oh, yeah, look at that. That's cool. Yeah, man.
You know what it is? Or what it's going to be. Pretending to be.
I've seen the model, but I'm not as familiar with it. But is that you tell me? You tell them. There'll be at least 700 viewers right now going, "Oh man, that's the blah blah." So you educate me.
It's going to be the Neo Zeong.
Ah, of course, yeah.
One with Sinanju, and oh man, I broke his arm. I'll fix it.
Yeah, you will.
But yeah, that's the Neo Zeong.
Yeah, cool. So the kids, the Sinanju.
The full picture on Father's Day.
Awesome. Look forward to seeing
that. There you go, a little exclusive.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much.
No worries, sir.
Beautiful.
But yeah, that's about it. But I did really enjoy that series quite a lot, just because I need to come up with everyday object that I can find around my house and you like put it up, kind of thing, right? One thing that the other thing that I love is the reaction I get from everyone else within our community. Yeah. And, like, we definitely know the age. Because one of them, the Jesta, right, is a kid on a wagon with a water gun.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the Super Soaker 150cc.
Right.
Right? Now, unless you're a 90s kid, you won't know.
Yeah, of course. Right.
They're like, hey, Super Soaker, I missed it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and like all the different ones that just have a real, like, that sort of replayer one. There's a little Easter eggs for those that look that little bit deeper, you know. It's a very, what you do is no doubt unique. It's no doubt unique. It's very much more an art than it is, in my opinion, it's very much more an art. And even the reactions you give are more like, you know, it's that kind of like a Banksy thing. It's a bit like, I'm doing this because, well, not because you want everybody else to think. You don't do it because you want everybody else to realise how much of, like, jerks they are and they pay way too much. But you're doing it for the similar Banksy, for the reaction, to get people thinking, to get people to understand. And, you know, walk away from looking at your builds with either thoughts about maybe themselves, but definitely walking away from your builds. Like, I think from the moment I saw yours, like, I've got so many, and even these now, you know, I've got all these images of having my Mark II and a little kid playing with a tiny Mark II and the Mark II standing behind him. That the same thing. You know, it's just what you do is just very provoking, and I really appreciate that.
I do my best.
It's really refreshing because it is easy, I think, for people just to kind of just become technical builders and not allow their imagination to have a good crack at it. Technique is great. You know, the skills to use an airbrush or a brush are great, but unless you're actually using it as a form of expression and shutting the door from everything else, I think you're definitely missing half of the fun. And you, sir, you're having all the fun. There is no doubt about that.
No. See, that's the thing. I believe that art and Gunpla are actually the same thing. It's like, instead of like Gunpla builders are actually Gunpla artists, but they chose to express themselves in other ways. Like, there is no way right now that I can do like highly amazingly technical build like Josh or Tim from Child Mecha Tim.
Yeah.
Because they're so precise. I can't work like that. Essentially, we're all doing the same thing. Our skills are pretty much all equal, basically, but chose to express our way, or the way we approach Gunpla differently.
Yeah.
So, I think we're all equal, basically.
It's like some... It's like a Street Fighter thing, and everybody's got their own fighting style, but, you know, anybody can take it out on the day, sort of thing. It's just a matter of, All right. Look, I just, thank you for the exclusive. I wish I was in Thailand for Father's Day now. I would feel just a little more attached to that. But look, I really look forward to seeing it, 5th of December. But look, we're probably going to start wrapping up a bit. I've just taken up so much of your time. I really, really appreciate it. I'm just going to find your Facebook page here, and we can bring it up, and you can sort of give us some idea of... Oh, where's that guy? Oh, look, he's been talking to me. I've got so many friends.
I won't look. No one look at his private message.
Yeah. I love you. Mwah. And so just, like, give us a bit of an idea of where you like us to go and see what you're up to and keep up with the world of Win.
Well, just the paint pusher, basically. But if you want to see more or less everything that I did, as well as the tutorial and all that stuff, can you just click on the photos? Yes, please. Yep. And then go to the see all with the album.
Sorry, which one?
See all. On the album. Little album tab, just go see all. I'm putting my screen as if you can see it. I apologize. I'm like, there.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm there. Are you there?
I'm an idiot.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Go to the album. Go see all. All my albums are there, kind of thing. Like everything I've done from the very start to, well, basically now, as well as a lot of tutorial that you can see, like, light it up. That's how I did the light source and everything.
Yeah.
Sculpting, there are modifications, there's how the base, that bottle one with the To Those We Lost, is how you get a Gundam in a bottle, or a way of doing it.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Now, all my tutorials are not the be-all and end-all of everything. It's just a starting point, and is how I do it. I suggest taking whatever you want from it, and then modifying and doing it yourself, and like just adding or subtracting to like what you can find around you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is just a starting point.
What's the story behind the profile picture?
Oh, basically, I just wanted a profile picture.
Really?
It was like, I just figured I did that, right? That was my first one. And there is actually an album on here where I did this kind of thing, but with a bunch of other mobile suit, like the Camphor, the Nanju. I think it's down a bit. Oh, yeah, there you go. Pixel pushing. Classical portrait. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still pointing to the screen.
That's all right.
I don't know why.
There's the one at the Sananji there, and the Sananji's head has never looked more like a lobster than it does right there.
But yeah, that album, I just did because it was starting out from my profile picture, and I'm like, I'm gonna do a bunch of these just because I got really bored that week.
Because right. These are like kind of like, you know, George Washington and a whole bunch of people, and you just sort of slap an anime head on them.
Yeah.
They're so good.
But yeah, feel free to go take a look, or not look, or whatever. You know, I'm not your boss, so do whatever you want. Is there?
I'm not your dad.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Are you on Instagram?
Nope.
Pinterest?
I am
terrible
at technology.
Twitch or Twitter or any of that kind of business?
I'm basically only on Facebook. Because the thing is, I'm a psychologist, and like on Twitter, you got to tell, or you should tell people what you're doing at work. I guess I think it's appropriate and go. He has post-traumatic stress syndrome, or whatever. This dude can't sleep. This is crazy. You know,
this guy thinks he's a dog.
Yeah. So basically, I'm not really on Twitter because I'm not really selling anything either, or promoting anything.
Yeah.
Nor am I on Instagram or other places. Oh, I'm not on Twitch or YouTube video or anything like that because, like, there are better people at doing the work in progress. You know, like they're building it, like Child of Mecca.
Yeah,
giving that shout out to Tim, right? He's amazing at like doing the work, talking to people, doing the work, talking to people. It is an art form. I mean, you got to be good at that. I mean, anyone watch me work, it would just be me messing up and then shouting at a random piece of plastic for ages.
Yeah.
Like, in no way would that be monetizable at all.
Maybe. You'd be surprised what some people will watch, but yeah, I get it.
It's fun. Learn some new word, I guess. I'm really good at coming up with those.
Yeah, it's interesting in the, and even like the way I do these interviews and these conversations, my intent is, like, I try not to be too picture heavy, but it's about Gunpla, but I've always wanted these interviews to be more about something that you would put on your laptop or your iPad in the corner, and it's like you're just sort of sitting in a build mate listening to a conversation, and I think it's really good. There's a lot of that sort of coming out now. Guys are just sort of doing like live streams and just sort of chatting and sitting in a bench. And like I said before, you know, Gunpla can be a little bit lonely. I think some people might get into Gunpla because they don't have a big social group, you know, as in like real humans. And so that sort of stuff is like, it's really good to see. I really enjoy it when people just, hey, I'm building tonight. You want to come along and just virtually build with me? You know, that's good company. It's good company.
Yeah. And you have people talking at you, so you don't actually have to, like, reply back when you're, like, just really, concentrating on like a little detail or anything.
Your tongue off the corner of your mouth and yeah.
Sorry?
Your tongue's off in the corner of your mouth and you're pulling a funny face and...
Yeah. Oh, when I was like sculpting the kid's face, right? I do that. I get paranoid because my wife is watching me, and I'm just pulling your face because like I need to know like if a kid just like shoot a gun, I'll be like, like that. I'm like, okay. It's just like, I wish I didn't take a picture of you now, but you would hate me forever. I'm like,
it's fine.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Look, I just really thank you so much for your time. I thank you so much for your input into the community. And it's just such a genuine positive influence on the community. There's zero profit. You're all about just being a hobbyist. And I think you're a real champion for the everyday guy that just snaps up a HG right up to the guys that want to get to GBWC and just share their own art. You just cover such a broad spectrum of the community. I thank you. I thank you for your time tonight. And look, as far as GBWC goes, Japan, like, man, you're just such a great dude. You're just going to have a great time anyway. And we wish you all the best of luck. Well, I mean, I wish Aaron a little bit more luck.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
A little bit biased there, sir.
Yeah, I am a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, what was that?
No. Interviewers are supposed to be neutral.
Oh, yeah. I am.
I'm kidding. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm like, I always think everyone else's work is better than mine anyway, so I'm like, I love Aaron's work. I love, like, the guy from Hong Kong's work. It's amazing, right? There's so many amazing work, and I'm just glad to be amongst them, right? Just like, hello, I'm a fan, kind of like...
Yeah.
The fangirl scream going,
It's Josh, he's just over there, oh my god!
Oh my god, I know you from Facebook, don't look at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm honored and happy to be amongst them, basically, right? Just me with a paintbrush.
Yeah. I think it's one of the most... something that really attracted me outside the gunpla to the community was that, I've been in a few hobbies like RC and stuff with drones and everything, and I was never like a racer or anything in that, but there is this sort of some hobbies have this like where when you're good at something, you're kind of really good at it. I'm kind of a big thing around and like gunpla, there's always going to be a level of personality that's going to think, I am above people, that's what I am, that's what I do. Those that want to join that path, come with me. But I think as a majority, gunpla is a lot like what you preach. It's about just being a community. It's about having fun. It's about being artistic. And it's just about enjoying other people and other people's work as much as you
There is no end to... Like, you can never, ever get to the top. Ever. Because, there's always something more you can do. More techniques you can learn. Ways to refine your build and whatever kind of thing. There is no end to it. It's art. It is a beautiful thing.
It is beautiful.
An awesome community. I get to meet people. I meet a lot of people I call friends, like true friends, like you, basically.
Yeah.
Which friendly, and like we talk together to each other all the time, like on Facebook kind of thing. Yeah. And like you're in Australia, I'm in Thailand, like and we just met through Gunpla.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was talking to my wife that maybe we should go to Thailand like next kind of November, just to, GBWC or some of that. But you said there's aircon everywhere, so that's okay. I could deal with that.
Yeah, aircon. You need aircon here in Thailand. But yeah, I'm more than willing to, show you around the place and all that stuff, right? And, take care of you guys while in Bangkok, basically.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, you heard it, everybody. If you want to go to Bangkok, just look Win up. He'll look after you.
Yeah.
Just 5 at a time. You're going to have to book ahead.
First, I do scream.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Look, we're going to call it there. It's been a massive session. You've got so much more to give, and I could just sit here all night and yak away and just top my coffee cup back up. But life is real, and we've got to go to work tomorrow. So just for those out there, if you've enjoyed what Win has Sorry?
I hate being an adult. I have to go work in the morning.
Yeah, I know. But then it allows you to go down to that shop and just, like, clean out the top shelf of all Gunpla.
That is true. I apologize. Carry on, sir.
Yeah. So for those that are out there, if you've enjoyed what you've seen of Wins, follow him on Facebook. Give him a bunch of thumbs and things like that. For this video, for the Gunpla Network, if you've enjoyed this, give us a thumb up. Smack the like button. Smack the thumbs up because it all helps. And tell your friends and things like that. And, yeah, finally, Win, thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you so much for your input in the community. We wish you all the best of luck at GBWC. We'll all be watching and with bated breath waiting to see who finds. It's just such a big year. It's just got that feeling of just everybody's just so excited just to be there. It's probably like that. It's my first year, but, you know, it's really great to see.
It is fun. It is fun. Well, thank you for having me, right? And, like, yeah. Just enjoy Gunpla, guys.
Yep, no worries, Win. All right, thank you, mate. We'll be in touch, and ciao for now.
Bye.